Kenny, this time last year, Penn was laying on a beach in Hawaii enjoying semi-retirement. And then Dana called him and offered him something he could not refuse.
Yeah, Dana offered Penn a coaching spot on The Ultimate Fighter and a fight against his old nemesis, Frankie Edgar, for one last go in the octagon. And Daniel, BJ even said he probably shouldn't have been in the octagon on Sunday.
Well, he didn't look like he wanted to be there. I mean, from the weigh-in, it was very weird the way he approached Frankie, backed up.
Right.
Then when he got into the octagon, he was fighting this really tall, upright stance, which took away a lot of what made BJ special. That was your ability to take him down. Frankie's takedowns came really easy because BJ was standing so tall on his toes.
You know, it was funny, you talked about the weigh-in. It almost seemed like whatever BJ did to Frankie at the weigh-in was indicative of how he fought Frankie in the fight. He kind of got right in his face, and then he got up on his toes. Then he kind of backed away and extended his arm a little bit. He just didn't know what to do. And it's so hard because a fighter usually will always go to default mode, and that's when BJ was at his best. But if you're trying something new in one of your last fights in the octagon, that's a lot to ask for.
Well, Kenny, as you talked about earlier, you said against Rory, BJ fought. Against Nick Diaz, BJ fought.
Yeah.
Against Frankie, it didn't seem like he was actually trying to advance any position.
Right.
He stayed in this weird guard position and just really got beat up by Frankie the whole
Very
night.
defensive, yeah. All right, well, at the press conference immediately following his TKO loss, Penn addressed the UFC and the media one last time.
This is the end. I'm thinking to myself, why did you step back in the octagon after the beating that Roy McDonald gave you? And the reason is because I really needed to find out if I didn't do if I didn't make this night happen for myself, I would have always wondered, and I would have always went back and forth and begged Dana to let me get back in. And I guess I needed some closure. My lasting legacy would, my lasting legacy now is just gonna be in highlight reels, and Dana gave me an opportunity to work with the UFC gyms and do different things, so I can continue to feed myself over,
He's one of the best 155-pounders of all time. He built that weight class.
That was tough to see. All right, well, now that BJ's incredible fighting career has come to a close, let's take a look back at some of his best moments inside the octagon, starting with number 5. DC.
At number 5, we've got the Prodigy defending his lightweight title against you, Ken Flo, my man. UFC 101, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. It was the very first time I had ever been to a UFC fight. Not only did BJ leave a lasting impression on me that night, you also landed a lasting impression on me that night, Kenny.
Well, I got to tell you, it was a true honor to get a chance to fight a legend like BJ Penn. I looked up to him for so long, and get a chance to fight one of the best of all time was truly one of the highlights of my career. All right, at number 4, BJ defended his lightweight belt against the previous owner of the strap, Sean Sherk, at UFC 84, finishing the Muscle Shark with a brilliant flying knee, one of BJ's best performances for sure.
Yeah, man, you know what was beautiful about that was that BJ set Sean Sherk up with a left hook, right hand, left hook, and as that Sean retreated against the cage, BJ landed that flying knee.
Yeah.
At number 3, we got the fastest KO in BJ's career, Carl Uno, 11 seconds.
Unbelievable. You know what was so cool about this was Uno was one of the best in that division at that time, and BJ went out there and took care of business in 11 seconds, ran out of the cage, ran back to the octagon. It was awesome.
Where did BJ go? That's the thing. Where did BJ go? That was nobody knew what BJ was ever doing. I mean, he was awesome. BJ Penn is the man.
All right, at number 2, Penn lost a split decision against George St. Pierre at UFC 58, but it was a GSP that went to the hospital while BJ went to the after party. Another impressive performance from BJ. Again, 170 was not his division, but to do what he did against GSP in that second fight was unbelievable.
He never was the big guy at 170 pounds. He actually fought at 145 last week.
Right.
That was the last time anybody won a round against GSP until Jake Shields did it like 5 or 6 years later. Listen, guys, at number 1, there really is no choice. Matt Hughes was on a 13-fight win streak, the defending 170-pound champion. BJ needed less than a round to take his back and choke him out.
No one thought BJ Penn would be able to get a win against Matt Hughes. He was reigning over the division for such a long time. He knocked him out with that big right hand, just on that guard pass. Big right hand, took his back, and finished the legend Matt Hughes.
As a wrestler, we all thought Matt Hughes was the man, and BJ went out there and just really took it to him. It was amazing.
That is a very, very impressive list right there.